good stations for getting contacts. So not terribly good frequency ranges right now. Not good. Hello, iSocialFit. Okay, so have we recovered on YouTube yet? Hold on, I'm waiting for YouTube to recover here. Takes so long. I mean, it's very slow to recover. Okay, it's back. I don't know where it is, but okay, I'm looking for it. Hasn't shown up yet. Hasn't shown up yet. Oh, here. There we go. Nope. Nope. It says two watching, so it's on here. I mean, YouTube doesn't really do a good job of this, to be honest with you. It can't really recover well, and then it makes you like look for it. They need to do a better job of finding. There it is. Gosh, that took a while. Okay, okay, it took a while to go back on YouTube. That's a long time. Gosh. Okay, took a very. You may want to do a hard reset. Hard reset of what? Then you want me to shut down? I'm already running. You want me to shut down now? Would you like me to shut down? I'll shut down the broadcast so we can start from the beginning again. Okay, so cut. We're going to be, yes, I have been on the boat, iSocialFit. Come on down. Meet me on the boat. I'll take you out. Then you can tell me about Zuck. Not shut down, just a hard reset. What the Zuck is a hard reset versus shutting it down? What the Zuck does that mean? I mean, your terminology. Yes, shut it down and talk about Amazon. No, we're going to talk about more interesting things than Amazon. Amazon is actually pretty boring. Amazon did a change, just for iSocialFit's sake. You know, some companies listen. Some companies listen, and they said, we'll change our ways and we will listen. And then we'll see if we can do it and keep our business, but keep people's trust as well. But maybe we lose out a little bit. Maybe we moderate our earnings. Maybe we do something like that. But in the long run, we will succeed. Zuck, on the other hand, is so greedy. Zuck is so greedy that hello Pablo, that his approach is no. We obviously are stealers of data. And regardless of what people think, we're going to steal more. We're going to add facial recognition. We're going to add cameras everywhere. We're going to sense you in every kind of a way. We're going to go capture your MAC addresses on your Zucking computers. We're going to do Wi-Fi triangulation, even if you don't get permission, give them permission for location. We're going to do everything to Zuck you, and you're going to just take it because you love Zuckbook. You already figured out a way around it. Okay. So, in contrast, Amazon said, I complain about Amazon here. I said, Zucked up Amazon, our email, as I have a new video that shows you the email man in the middle. Why do I get Braxme messages? Why would you get Braxme messages? You're not on Braxme. So of course, I don't know who's on Braxme. You could be on Braxme. I don't know what name you use on Braxme. So if you go to talk about how Amazon has all your info. Well, so Amazon. So I buy many things from Amazon. I buy frequently from Amazon. It really bothers me that I buy frequently from Amazon. And what bothers me most is they send an email out and then they put your order of your bras and panties on the email saying, oh, thank you for your purchase of your bras and panties, and we're going to ship it to this address, which is your home address with your name on there. And just bugs the hell out of me, because it's like, do you not have any setting to eliminate this? Do you not have any setting in the system to say, I don't want to get these emails? And it really bugs me. And then last week, they changed it. Starting last week, the emails from ordered from Amazon no longer has that much data. It just says the dollar amount of the purchase, who it's being shipped to, but you don't know what the order is anymore. Yes, of course you know what I purchased. iSocialFit. Unfortunately, they don't sell ammo on Amazon, so I'm not buying ammo from Amazon. So they don't have that there. But yeah, all these little gadgety things that I buy, all these are all from Amazon. They're not from Facebook. I don't buy them from Facebook. I buy them from Amazon. So anyway, that's a sign of progress. It is not blue sky outside. It's dark. That's just the remainder of sunset. It must be an issue with carbon emissions, so they don't want you to change. What? So anyway, back to what I'm saying. So Amazon said, okay, we respect your privacy. We know there's an email man in the middle, as in my video. And we don't want somebody reading what you're buying. And, we don't need to know the size of your underwear as you buy it, and because it's right on the order. So now that's gone. Okay, so that's very, very good. Google. Let's go to Google now. Google said, okay, we're going to change our ways too. Google said, we're going to change our ways, and we're going to stop browser fingerprinting. We're going to stop. You mean the UPS man will open it up and see what's in there? And say, oh, I see the bras and panties in there. They're going to open it up? Come on, iSocialFit. Make some sense. It's in a box. Okay? They don't know what's in there. Yes, they will, Binkley, yes. So anyway, so the Google said, we are going to stop browser fingerprinting. Well, there are two big companies that do browser fingerprinting. Number one is Facebook. Number two is Google Ads. So Google Ads can use something else, just like Facebook can use something else. They can go back to the old cookie method, which is similar and is powerful enough, but it's not as 100% identification as browser fingerprinting. Browser fingerprinting is impossible to evade. So, it's one of the biggest evils of Facebook is browser fingerprinting. Now, Chrome decided that they're going to block browser fingerprinting. However, that doesn't block Facebook because, as iSocialFit knows, they do device fingerprinting on the Apple app. They do device fingerprinting. So they're going to zuck you any way they can, every way possible. Google's decided that they're going to stop zucking you with browser fingerprinting. And the other browsers will follow, I'm sure. But Facebook says, no, we want to track you more. So in this sense, Facebook is alone. It's the only one of its kind that just does not want to quit. It doesn't believe in moderating anything. Me saying anything positive about Google, it's like an amazing thing, but I got to give credit where credit is due, and the fact is that they have changed. The Google Activity Controls allows me to have a little bit of trust, because then I can go and see that it's not recording all of my choices and every video I watch and every click I make. It's not saying to do that. It says safe to use Tor browser, stop tracking. Kareem, Tor browsers is not good enough. You need a Tor router, which is part of Bytes VPN, by the way. A Tor browser is insufficient. I have a video on that as well. Why don't you watch my Tor videos for a full explanation of that, okay? You need a Tor router, not a Tor browser. And even that can be beaten by a browser fingerprint. So it's not like a one-size-fits-all solution. It doesn't work like that. You have to be aware of all the problems and try to solve it. There's just too many things. You can be tracked 100 million ways. And, well, not 100 million ways, but in 5 or 6 pretty, blatant ways of tracking. And you got to stop those 5 or 6. And you can still be tracked on the side with other things, but most of the tracking is in 5 or 6 items, and you have to protect against all those 5 or 6 items. And you can't stop stop at one and say you're done. You need a VPN, of course. So I need to make a VPN video. See if I can make one this week to explain to you why a VPN is necessary and show you how that works. Okay, so you need a VPN. Without the virtual private network, then you're gonna be zucked, and don't bother protecting yourself because there's nothing to protect. Once you have your IP address, and you're zucked. And I hide my IP address from ISP. Yes, that's what a VPN does. A VPN hides your IP address from the ISP. Well, they gave you the IP address, but they can't see what you're doing on it with a VPN. That's the purpose of a VPN, is to keep the ISP in the dark and anybody else in between in the dark, including people at the other end watching you. So yes, that's, of course, the ISP knows what your exact IP address is, but they can't observe the traffic. So you got to get past their network, and then you can open up. It's kind of like, if you're in the ocean, in the harbor, you take your boat out on the harbor, you're in the channel, they have a 8 knot speed limit, so you can't really do anything in that 8 knots. That's where you're inside the ISP's observation post. When you get out of the harbor, then you can zoom as fast as you want, and that's what happens when you're on a VPN. You've pretty much blocked the harbor part. You're out on the ocean immediately. But can't they see the MAC address? The ISP cannot see the MAC address. No. ISP cannot see the MAC address of individual devices. However, Facebook can. Facebook can see your MAC addresses. The Facebook app can see your MAC addresses. It's such an evil thing. I don't even know what to tell you. And what's your explanation? They put an explanation on the Facebook data policy why they take the MAC address. And I don't know if I can believe the reason. They said they're looking for devices that they can stream the video to. That's what the reason they give for looking for MAC addresses. Is that true, iSocialFit? Is that really the only reason you are using MAC addresses? I mean, MAC addresses? How many apps do you know track MAC addresses? None. Unless you're networking, MAC addresses is local. Why would anyone track a MAC address? A MAC address will reveal you in any situation. Can you imagine if the app knows your MAC address? That's total device fingerprinting. Device fingerprinting in a big sucking way. It's just, the evil of that is just incredible. Zuck you 6 ways till Sunday. Yes, I had to watch Bitcoin before coming back. And what did you see? What did you see, Dihama? So anyway, hopefully I didn't miss any other questions here. Hopefully I didn't miss any of the questions. But anyway, yeah, so I'm trying to explain to you, they know where I am at all times. Who's they? So how do you prevent Facebook from knowing where you are at all times? Easy. Don't be on Facebook. If you can't help it because you're too zucked up, you say, I can't really leave Facebook. I just love Facebook, so I can't leave it. My family's there, whatever. Like, fuck, what kind of reason is that? But anyway, if you really want to... no, that's not going to work, Dihama. I just explained to you, they even track your MAC address. They found a way to evade location tracking by permission. They found a way to get around that by doing their own location tracking from within the app by looking for MAC addresses of routers. They're doing their own triangulation from inside the app. They said so in the data policy. Alex from iSocialFit here from Facebook can tell us if I'm wrong, but that's what it says. You may not know what you're reading when you read it. I do know. If somebody says I'm taking the MAC addresses of a router, then I know exactly what that's used for. That's used for Wi-Fi triangulation. Okay, so Facebook is doing that. This Google Family Sharing is not a way to watch us. Google Family Sharing, I'm not sure I know what Google Family Sharing is. And don't type that here, JP. It's National Zucking Agency. Do not type those three-letter agency names in here, including Mac. Should I not allow Facebook to allow to access photos? Dihama, you're on Facebook, you're zucked. Period. You're zucked. If they access your photos, then they access your locations through the photos. Completely zucked. What else do you need to know? I mean, come on, you've been watching me for this long and you still don't listen. I'm trying to tell you, if you have the Zucking Facebook app, you are being zucked. Big time zucked. Okay, I hope that YouTube doesn't demonetize me for saying zuck. I mean, it's credible. You know, people are still asking me, should I give Facebook permission? You don't even need to give it permissions. It will take it anyway. Then what do they do when they find you? Well, what do you need to do? I'll tell you in a moment. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what they're going to use all this information for. They're going to use it to pry your secrets from WhatsApp. This is actually connected. Okay? Because some of you trust I'm good at hide. No, apparently not. You upload your photos on Facebook and say, "Well, my family's on there, so I'm going to be on Facebook." Yeah, don't pay attention to me. It's okay. But you're zucked. Then don't come to me and say, "Well, I don't trust your app, Rob. I trust WhatsApp." Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you get zucked. You get zucked by WhatsApp if you have a Facebook account. Clearly. If you have a Facebook account and you're using the same device, zucked. Period. Nothing else to talk about. Okay? Again, let me repeat this. If you have one device and you put Facebook on the same device, Facebook app, and you put WhatsApp on the same device, you're immediately zucked. 100% zucked. Now, again, we have a Facebook representative here. He can say I'm wrong. Okay, he can say I'm wrong. Facebook representative here, he can say, "No, you're wrong. We don't do that." As you can see, it's very, very quiet. So let me just tell you exactly what happens. Okay, so Facebook app uses device fingerprinting. I already told you one of the device fingerprints is the MAC address. Facebook knows your MAC address, stores the MAC address. WhatsApp knows the MAC address and stores the MAC address. Well, the MAC address is unique to this phone. The MAC address is unique to your device. That alone will device fingerprint you. That alone. Okay, so now what is the significance of that, Dihama? What is the significance of them fingerprinting your device with WhatsApp versus Facebook? Well, make some sense here. WhatsApp is supposed to be a secret app with a secret thing, secret conversations. Yet, because you are completely identified on Facebook with your contacts and it knows who you're talking to at all times, it knows who you're talking to and what their Facebook account is. So again, let's go back to the example I gave yesterday so you can clearly understand what this means, okay? Boy, nobody wants to give hearts on Periscope anymore. Like one of you, the only one person is giving hearts slowly, but that's it. Nobody wants to give hearts anymore. Thank you. So let me thank you for the super heart, JP. Now let me explain this clearly for you. Facebook knows not only who you are, all of your locations, everywhere you've been, everywhere you're going. It knows all of your family members. It knows your relatives and friends. It knows your political belief. Hello, JV Pool. It knows your political beliefs. It knows your opinions. It knows your personality, as proven by Cambridge Analytica. It knows your general activities. So Facebook knows that. Okay, so we already know that. It's nothing new, Kareem. We've known this forever. Okay, so Facebook knows everything about you. But now look and see how it's used when you're on WhatsApp. I just want to make sure you understand this. Okay, so you you decide to have a secret conversation with somebody on WhatsApp. You decide to have a secret conversation with somebody on WhatsApp. So, first, let me ask you, what is the reason for the secret conversation? Is it work related? Is it personal, meaning a relationship related? Okay, it's going to be one of those two. Or is it because you're a journalist and you want to keep, private communications? All of these are going to be sucked up by WhatsApp because they will identify who you're talking to pretty easily. Okay, number one, how do you log in and sign up to WhatsApp? Can someone tell me, how do you sign up to WhatsApp? Let's say you want to set up a new WhatsApp account. How do you sign up to WhatsApp? Come on, people. Tanner. Phone number. Phone number. Which, by the way, is the same phone number you use on Facebook. Phone number. Okay, that's your identification WhatsApp phone number. Your phone number is connected to Facebook because Facebook said you need two-factor authentication. You need to use your phone number. It doesn't matter if it's the same as Twitter, Dihama. This is secret conversations. You're supposed to have secret conversations. What the Zuck is secret about this? Okay, so now you're on WhatsApp talking. Facebook knows your location. So you talked to your girlfriend and you said, our relationship is a secret. Well, that's not a secret to Facebook, because since they can track based on device fingerprinting, they can connect you to your Facebook account and know who you're related to. They have your contact lists and everyone that's uploaded their contact list, so they know their circle of friends. So they'll know if you are really in a circle of friends or not. They will also know if you are in a extramarital relationship or not. They will know that. How? Simple logic. You actually state your relationships on Facebook, so they know who your wife is and your children, everyone is on Facebook, and then you go to WhatsApp and they can see different group here. You're having a conversation in secret. That's what WhatsApp is, in secret. But they know your location. They know who you're talking to. They know the Facebook account of who you're talking to and your account. Then they can correlate that and say it doesn't match or it matches. Then they have the device fingerprint to make sure it's you. So they can match you by MAC address, by browser fingerprinting, by phone number, on and on and on. You are so sucked. Then you get the timestamp. Then you get the location, which is stored by Facebook. And so now, if you ever meet up with your girlfriend in this extramarital relationship using WhatsApp, they also know where you met. Zuck. Wow. And you people are saying, oh, we don't trust your app, Rob. We trust WhatsApp. It's like, Zuck, you people. Oh my gosh, I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. Disinformation, Deanna, disinformation. That's the answer. Break out your personal from non-personal. It doesn't matter if you add your phone number or not, Kareem, because of device fingerprinting. You add your phone number, don't add your phone number. It doesn't. It adds to the problem, but it's even without that, they'll still get you. I mean, I don't know. Am I not pretty clear here? Can somebody uh, can you correct what I'm saying here and see if is there a flaw in what I'm saying here? Is there a flaw here? Well, WeFuCan, they say that they do end-to-end encryption using the same logic as Signal, they claim, which they added later, which doesn't apply to group encryption. So if you have a group chat, that doesn't fall into that. And they can decrypt that at the WhatsApp office. It's even worse than what you're saying. It is worse. The only flaw is the sweater. So the NZA will know who you're talking to on WhatsApp because of Facebook. Well, they know who you're talking to for other means, such as IP address and other things. Does WhatsApp strip EXIF data from images set? Oh, come on, Tanner, come on. Seriously? Why would they strip anything off? It's Zucking Facebook. They said they encrypt messages. They never said anything about encrypting your photos. You're clear. What the heck do they care? Bragg strips EXIF data. Yes, absolutely. They are already feeding into the AI. It's too late for that. They've already done it. They are continuing to do it. I mean, I hope I'm being very clear in here. It's I'm just showing you the apparent illogic behavior of people who go to these apps without any understanding of this. I want iSocialFit to speak out and say, and then he will just say Facebook Messenger is the best. He won't even talk about WhatsApp. By the way, the original developer of WhatsApp is no longer with Facebook. He had an argument with Zuck and left. I wonder if this is one of the arguments. Snapchat is not connected to Zuckbook, so they have their own, independent kind of tracking, which will be only on Snapchat. But Snapchat isn't a secret, so it's kind of like Twitter's. Twitter's not a secret. Okay, so you use whatever identity you want on Snapchat, use what identity you want on Twitter, and depending on what identity you use, that affects your safety. As long as you have a VPN and use a pseudo identity, then you're better off. But it's different because Facebook is a different entity. Facebook has your real name on there, real relationships, real contacts in the real world. So therefore, they actually know who you are. It's like a database of social security numbers. More telling than what you upload is what you search for. What does that mean? I'm not sure I understood that. No, Telegram is not any better. It's slightly better than WhatsApp because it's not connected to Facebook. Telegram has its own set of problems. It's no different, and I'm going to explain to you in a moment. But let's just make sure you understand this. My goodness, I mean, do I need to make another short video to explain to you how zucked up WhatsApp is? Truly, this is, about as zucked up a platform as I can imagine. And you supposedly trust it? And you trust it because it's owned by Facebook? I mean, that alone is like, it's so ludicrous. I don't even know what to say. It's like, you trust the National Zucking Agency then. I mean, you must trust your ability to trust must be so flawed. I don't even know what to say. So I don't know who you trust, but if this is the kind of trust you have for software products, either that or you just don't understand what I'm saying here. Or you've never heard this before. Obviously, you've never heard this before. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So WhatsApp is a terrible app in the sense that it shares the database with Facebook. Now, if you tell me that Facebook WhatsApp doesn't share its database with Facebook, I can show you in the data policy where they say so. They're not hiding it. It says in the Facebook data policy that yes, we share information between platforms. Read it for yourself. Search for Facebook data policy and see if in fact does say that, and it does. It does say that. We share between platforms, and that is the main evil of WhatsApp. It's the sharing between platforms. Also, they are the same in both. But even without it, they already match you by other means, such as your MAC address. It's just like, it's truly evil that they're tracking a MAC address, that they're doing browser fingerprinting, that they're doing device fingerprinting to actually make sure they know which device is talking to WhatsApp and which device is talking to Facebook, which they also know based on your photos that you upload. The photos have serial numbers. If you upload a photo directly from your phone, they will know from the serial number of the phone that it's the same device. There's 50 million ways to know who you are, and because of that, Facebook has a different kind of database. Facebook can blackmail millions and millions and millions of people if it wanted to. My goodness, they have a database for blackmailing. They have a blackmailing database. Victoria, how are you, my friend? They can blackmail. They have a blackmailing database. Well, what secrets are you hiding on WhatsApp? We know it. And then iSocialFit says, well, we can use Facebook Messenger. We can use Facebook Messenger. Facebook Messenger is safe, according to iSocialFit. Well, at least it's not hiding that it's tracking you. Facebook Messenger tracks you constantly. At least it's not a secret. But when you do it through WhatsApp, you are under illusion that you are doing something in secret, which is not. There's nothing secret about it. Nothing. It's crazy. The very first bunch of people that used WhatsApp were from India. WhatsApp is very, very popular in India. And that's where it started from. And then when they said they had so many users, hundreds of millions of users, was mostly from India. And they parlayed that into, hey, we're so popular that you're going to use it in America. I think it's for safety to track people who are doing some weird stuff. No, Kareem, I'm telling you, they track you, period. They make no qualms about tracking you. That's how they make money. But so they will track you more. I mean, I don't know what, you already know Zucks tracks you all the time. I've told you that a million times. But this is just below the belt to say, go use our secure system called WhatsApp so that you can use it in secret, so then we can secretly Zuck you. Incredible. Incredible. Really. I just a gust of wind. That's a gust of wind. Oh my gosh! You are like Victoria, BC videos. You are just zucking me up here. A gust of wind is here with a completely different name again. Yes, he does. He'll tell you where Waxman lives. Stalking me. If I prefer to get zucked out in the open. Yeah, you want to get zucked honestly. Well, they're being honest about it. I have to say, they're being honest about it. It's in their data policy. They're not hiding it. But what is so funny is that people don't seem to care, and that this is what Facebook is counting on, that you don't care. The people in every country uses WhatsApp because they're so sucked up. Do you really think that we should start a grassroots movement to destroy Zuck? Because, I am failing. I'm a loser. I'm not succeeding in trying to beat Zuck. I'm not succeeding. In all the years I've done this, have I really convinced anyone to leave Zuckbook? And the number of people who watch me have been, back in the day I used to get 14,000 people watch me every single night, and that's, not even 1,000 on Periscope now. And why? Because maybe people said, well, we're tired of hearing about Zuck. So I'm diversifying and talking about other things other than Zuck. But you need to know, in any case, so once in a while I got to tell you, I don't do it too often anymore because I'm sick and tired of pushing it. So I'm sick and tired of pushing it, but the fact of the matter is, if it's so blatant as this, and people come to me, the reason I have the scope, Tanner and everyone else, is because people have asked me in the last few days. I love WhatsApp. I've seen that the last week. Several people came in here and said, I love WhatsApp. Well, you are so sucked up. You're so sucked up. I don't know what to tell you. So sucked up. So some of you say, okay, then let's not talk about WhatsApp. Let's talk about Telegram. I'm going to tell you what the issue is with Telegram. So all of these give you a fake promise. They don't actually tell you the truth. They tell you one thing, and then it's not really what it is. And so WhatsApp, what happens the first thing you do when you sign up for a Telegram account? What's the first thing that you do when you sign up for a Telegram account? You give your phone number. Oh my gosh. Why do you need WhatsApp for live streaming? It's already on Zuckbook. Same thing. So you use Telegram and you give them your phone number. So the next thing they ask you to do is upload your contact list. Zuck. Any app that takes your phone number and your contact list, immediately you're Zucked, you're identified, you can be matched to the databases of phone numbers, they know exactly who you are, and then combine that with an IP address and you're completely Zucked. So, you want to be in secret in Telegram? How are you going to be in secret in Telegram? Let me tell you the difference this is my approach with having private conversations. In order for the conversation to be private, I must not give you any identity that you can point to me exactly. So what do you do when you sign up to Brax.me? What do I ask you for? When you go to my app, Brax.me, where you can have a secure conversation, what do I ask you for? I don't ask for a phone number. I don't ask for an email. I don't track your IP address, so you may not believe that. But skip that for a moment. Just the fact that I don't have your email. I don't have your phone number. You can make up your name any way you want. I don't ask you for a real name. Therefore, if you have a conversation with somebody else with the same case, how does I know who you are, even if I did not encrypt it? I do not ask for contact lists. Yes, Zuck knows who I am, yes. I am known to Zuck, yes. That's why he has iSocialFit watch me here every night. Okay, Zuck knows who I am, yes. I use Google Auth as well, yes. His minion is here. He doesn't have to contact. His minion is here to pass messages directly. His minion is iSocialFit. He's here every night to keep an eye on me and report me to him. According to iSocialFit, I was the subject of a weekly Facebook meeting back in the day when I was famous. Okay, so because I don't ask you for information, even if I did not encrypt, even if I got your IP address, that alone will ensure I'm not sure who you are. I wouldn't know who you are because there's no real identity. If you go to Facebook, you're asked to put your real name, and then they track your IP address, then they do browser fingerprinting, then they get your email address, then they get your phone number, and they match all that up, and then they have a historical database that follows you all over the internet with browser fingerprinting. And how do you compare that to what I do, which is nothing? So, given that I do nothing, and then people come in here and say, well, we don't trust your app because we don't trust you. It's like, you people, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. The clue, guys, is what do I ask you for? What is it that I ask you to put in the app? I don't ask you for anything. If that's not a clue that you're already private, your pseudo-anonymity starts from there. Then I add to that end-to-end encryption, and I add to that no IP address and no logs. And in all the 4 years that, 4 or 5 years that Brax has been around, has anyone ever lost their data? Has anyone ever come and say, well, my data, my secrets got spilled out? Did anyone's data got spilled out in the open? Why are you mad, Jason? So I'm like trying to tell you here, yeah, I can't say can a VPN save my passwords? The VPN has nothing to do with your passwords. The VPN is not involved with that because presumably you're passing passwords via HTTPS, which is already encrypted as well. So HTTPS encrypts. VPN is over that. It's a double encryption over HTTPS. Yes, you can get Zuck, but you cannot get Braxed. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I don't need to push my app. I don't need to make money from my app. It doesn't matter. I'm only saying this because sometimes I want to give up. I'm just like, people are just sheep. I don't know what to say. I can rant here all night, and people are sheep, and they're not going to change their ways, and this is just the way it is. So any app that takes your phone number and then uploads your contact list, right there. Epitome of evil right there. But WhatsApp takes it to a whole different direction. I mean, WhatsApp, connects relationships with people and events and things that have nothing to do with a secret conversation. You like that? You like what? You like uploading your phone number and your contact list and exposing all your secrets? Do you know what a relationship map is? If you upload, I'm going to tell you what a relationship map is. Yes, the moment you come in, there's already group messaging. We all talk in groups. Let me just tell you the evil of contact lists. Okay, so I set up a test Facebook account some years back for use on Periscope to demonstrate some things that Facebook does to you. So I used a live Facebook account to do this, and since it's a demo, I don't use my real. I have a special email for it. I am always on Tor when I do it. I'm using browser isolation. I use a specific browser for it, which is Tor, and I and just to make sure that Facebook doesn't have any information about me. And it still spots my location because of all the little different tricks I've told you about. But the worst part of it is, every so often I would go to the account and check it to see if anything unusual is happening, and then I come back to the account and suddenly it started to recommend friends that are people I know. And by the way, my name is not known on that account. It's an unknown account. It's not my real name. So people who know me wouldn't even know to contact me on there. And yet they got recommended as friends on the list. And I said, Zuck, that means Zuck figured it out. And the way that they figured it out is somebody in the realm of people that I are associated with, somebody uploaded their contact list to Facebook. And it so happened that the email address that I had that got uploaded was the one that I used secretly on Facebook. And that got uploaded, and I should not have used that email in any other context, but I did, and accidentally, and it got uploaded to Facebook, and suddenly that email address now is connected to all of these people on based on the person that uploaded it. And it really disturbed me. I actually confronted the organization that stores that email address, and I said, "What did you do here?" And they said, "Did you upload your contact list?" I said, "No, we don't do that." Well, somebody did. Someone did. So somebody got a hold of my email address, put it into their contact list, and uploaded it into ZocBook. So now that email is now connected to any bunch of people in a relationship map. They can now do intersections of people who know people just by contact list. This is how the CIA and the NSA determines who knows who, is by relationship maps. So Telegram, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, because they have intersections of contact lists, can actually make relationship maps, and then they can see who's connected to who. Which in theory, LinkedIn is one of the worst ones for this. LinkedIn probably invented this technique. And this technique is used to encourage people to encourage you to make the app viral because you recommend it to your friends, and your friends gets emails from you to go sign up on LinkedIn. And they use this. And I don't want to promote my app that way. That's probably why I can't get large numbers of people in, because I don't want to use these techniques, and it's killing me. But the problem is, if I use these techniques, just like Telegram used to be popular, it's a sacrifice. They're saying they're giving something up, and they're giving up your privacy by uploading a contact list. Okay? Telegram is well known for uploading contact lists. So that's one of the biggest evil, is to use a phone number and a contact list. Telegram should have been made to identify yourself in some other way that does not connect to a phone number, and not to allow contact lists. But they can't do that because they need a large numbers of users. And the large number of users come from people who bring their contacts in there. So we're kind of, that's the difficulty in these apps. They want to be able to increase their contact lists, and that's why they increase their user base, and they do it by trying to make it viral by you recommending to your friends. But that's the biggest evil of this, because then it connects people in a way that they shouldn't be in an app that's supposed to be private. So Broxme does not do any of that. Okay, Deanna, that's interesting. So this is the problem, guys. Everyone's leaving. Everyone left YouTube here. What happened to YouTube? So So you can see that I'm frustrated because I keep telling you how to be safe on the internet, and and in a way, I feel like I'm wasting my breath. It's like people, I'm telling you all this, which are like such obvious facts. This just goes one ear out the other, and nobody really pays attention to me. And there's like, am I safe on the internet? So, no. I can tell you how to be safe on the internet, and being on WhatsApp and Telegram isn't one of them. Especially when you expect to be safe because the platforms promise safety and you're not. Signal also requires your phone number. I wonder what phone number Snowden puts on there since he uses Signal. What phone number does he put on there? I do feel it is, Pilot Guy. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. I'm trying to explain something really, really serious here. And look, even on Periscope, how many viewers do I have? Hardly any. Well, obviously, it doesn't resonate at all. I mean, obviously, it doesn't resonate at all. In a way, I must be wasting my time because, I tell you all these facts, and just does Uncle Joe even watch my video? I made this video that I wanted you to watch, Leroy, and the video is email man in the middle. Did anyone even watch that? Email man in the middle. That's in my YouTube video list. Did you watch that? That and the one on email headers. You should watch those two. The last two videos I made. Okay? One is called Email MITM, Man in the Middle, and the other one is called Email Headers. Just those two videos. If you actually, yes, on my YouTube, if you watch those two videos, I try not to just do the talking. I don't want to do my videos and just talk, and then, pontificate on video. I want to show you. So those two videos are different because I actually show you. I actually had to be a hacker. I had to show you how I can be a hacker. So I acted like a hacker and created a Wireshark man in the middle to show you what exactly can be seen by Wireshark. So I showed it to you. What happens if Zuck buys YouTube? You mean Zuck is buying Google? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to work. Detroit. What did I tell you, Detroit? Yeah, use it overseas. And did anything change? Does that make you feel better because it's overseas? Did anything I say about WhatsApp become different just because you're talking to a girlfriend who's overseas? Or you just got here? So you don't know the hour of pontificating that I just did about WhatsApp and the supreme evil of WhatsApp being used for supposed privacy when there's none? Yeah, I'll summarize it again for those who just came in. Summarize it again because it's too disgusting for words here. Okay, I'll do a brief summary again. WhatsApp has your phone number. That is the same phone number on Facebook. WhatsApp has your MAC address. That is the same MAC address of your device on Facebook. That is, in fact, a device fingerprint. That's unique to you. WhatsApp has your contact list, the same contact list that's on Facebook. WhatsApp has a device fingerprint, and that's the same device fingerprint that's on Facebook. Facebook knows that you're on WhatsApp. Facebook knows you're talking on WhatsApp. Facebook knows who you're talking with WhatsApp. And Facebook knows what your Facebook accounts are that are talking on WhatsApp. Therefore, they can pretty much say, we know which two Facebook users are using WhatsApp. So if you're having affairs and extramarital relationships and special relationships you want to keep secret, there's nothing secret about it. Facebook knows everything about it because they also know your relationships, where you are, your locations, every time you meet. All of that is all known to WhatsApp. Craziest thing I have ever seen for an app that's supposed to be private. And this is not hidden. It's in the Facebook data policy. It says they share the data. You can use Braxme as an example. Braxme does not ask you for an ID, does not ask you for a name, does not ask you for a phone number, does not ask you for an email. There's no IP address tracking, and it's equally encrypted. So therefore, even if I knew what you're talking about, which I don't, but even if I do know, I don't know who you are. Facebook knows who you are exactly. Crazy, crazy thing to say that, and then some of you say, well, I'm going to use, voice on WhatsApp. Never use that, but WhatsApp has voice, right? Well, voice can never be encrypted. So there you are. There can never be an encryption on voice. So just use Bytes VPN and use Braxme. Yes. Does Zucks know Morse code? I want to, well, I'm going to show you this soon, Joe. If you're hearing Morse code in any computer program, you can actually auto-translate the Morse code. We use it on ham radio, and I'll show you a little program that can do that. So if the only problem is I can't get a continuous transmission of Morse code anywhere. But if I can see a continuous transmission of Morse code somewhere, I have an app that can translate it in the background. Then I can just look and see what it translated. But yes, Morse code can be translated automatically on your computer. It works on Windows. So if I can translate Morse code automatically, I'm sure Zuck can. I wish I knew Morse code, but I don't. So, if this is just, it's to me that, and then, like I said, Facebook knows everything about you, and to know everything about you and know who you're talking to on WhatsApp, Facebook doesn't need to know what you're talking about. Just from the circumstances of the conversation, they already know that they can blackmail you. So Facebook is currently a database of blackmail data, because Facebook can tell, if you're talking to somebody who you shouldn't be talking to. And of course, not counting the fact that WhatsApp has been hacked over and over. Okay? So go to frequency 108.2, 11.9, aviation beacons transmit Morse code continuously. Okay, I'll check that. What's the Morse code for? Why is it in Morse code? Pilot guy, can you tell me why they transmit in Morse code? I mean, don't they use data packets of some sort? Interesting they would use Morse code. You only know Morse in Spanish. I wish I knew Morse code, but at least there are tools to know it. He said 118 and 1110 something. This is my first time joining your scope. Thank you, Swift Beats. Navigation, okay. So, did you learn anything from what I just said, Swift Beats? They can certainly, they have the data. They can say, you could say, I'm going to leave Facebook. And Facebook can say, well, if you leave Facebook, we can blackmail you. Oh, okay, I won't leave Facebook anymore. I mean, Zuck could use it for that. if a three-letter agency wants to blackmail you, they probably have the same data, but they can easily, access the data on Zuckbook using a program called Muscular. The three-letter agencies have a connection with the Facebook database. It's called Muscular. It's part of the Snowden revelations. So yeah, they can access that data. I send my hearts in Morse code. So anyway, so what data do they have to blackmail? I just told you, Mark. If you're having a conversation with like extramarital relationships, if you're having a conversation of that nature, it knows. They can run an algorithm to say spot these kinds of. I can tell you what the algorithm will be because I know how I would find it out. It's like they can write a little doxing program that says, let's find out all the people who are having extramarital relationships. And they know because you state your marital relationship on Facebook. And then why are you having conversations with somebody else? Yes, he is running Zuckbook. Yes, clearly his signature and everything. They're not listening. Of course they're not listening to me. 1082 and 1119. I just know it's the air traffic controls 128. So it's going to be below that, 108 and 119. I can check the beacon address. So they store Facebook Messenger. That's obvious. They do store your Facebook Messenger conversations forever. Yes. That should be obvious, Mark. Do I have to tell you that? That part they already know. But your conversations that are supposed to be private on WhatsApp, that's what I'm talking about. Without even trying to decrypt what you're talking on WhatsApp, they know some little secrets about you already. Without even, just from the metadata, there's enough in the metadata to be data that can reveal a lot of things about you. Well, Swift, it's a struggle. I feel frustrated that nobody actually listens to me and nobody really cares. It's really, really frustrating. So anyway, if you want to understand more about what I'm saying, you need to watch my videos on YouTube. That's where all the main content is. It's on YouTube. Here, I just, this is, when I go on these broadcasts, I'm doing a rant. But the specific teaching content is on YouTube. So go watch that. They're short videos. And especially watch the two newest ones. And then you can graduate to all the other ones. But the two latest ones are very important to teach you. If you don't even know those two, they're like the biggest secret of them all. Because I don't want you to tell me that Russia hacked Hillary's emails. Because some of you will say that. Yeah, Russia hacked Hillary's emails. They may or may not have hacked Hillary's emails. I'm just telling you somebody has a copy. All those deleted emails, supposedly deleted? You're going to tell me nobody has a copy of that? Watch that video. Watch that video. You're going to tell me, you actually want me to believe that no one has a copy of that. You expect me to believe that no one has a copy of it. So if you understand the mechanics of what I will show in that video, then think back and say, okay, if somebody has a copy of this, then why do they say that they deleted it and there's no copy? And the reason, of course, is it's a national secret, I'm sure, that they have a copy. If somebody says, do you have absolute proof because you're revealing a national secret about the copy? Oh, come on. If a hacker can get a copy, I'm certain the three-letter agencies will get a copy. They're not that dumb. Okay? If a hacker can get a copy like I'm showing you, Why wouldn't the National Zucking Agency get a copy? You think they're dumb? I don't think so. I guarantee they have a copy. Okay? I mean, if they don't, then we have a very what incompetent security agency. I can't believe that the National Zucking Agency is incompetent. I really can't believe that. So I'm going to guess that they. It's not a guess. It's a reasonable expectation. Don't type that. iSocialFit. Try it one more. I'll block you. Actually, I should block you immediately. You know not to do that. And in case you think that hurts me, no, it hurts you more. It hurts you like 50 times more than you can possibly hurt me with that. You hurt yourself. So let me just give you the pathway for what just happened there, iSocialFit. So are you on your, Facebook VPN or something when you're doing this? Because that message you just put on here with your IP address has now been forwarded to AT&T, one of the 8 pairing stations of AT&T. They now picked up the words. They now took your name, your IP address, and they have now forwarded that to Utah, where it got flagged because you used a keyword. Because the keyword searches are part of the database that occurs, the checking that occurs at the AT&T peering stations. Okay, so if you don't believe me, there's an article on The Guardian that describes this whole process. That's not funny, Mark. It's not funny. It is what it is. Oh yeah, so there you go. So iSocialFit, National Zucking Agency, iSocialFit works for Zuckbook, but they already know that. They already know that. They also know your name is Alex. They also know you're on Twitter. They also know all that. I'm sure they also know all of your other social media. So keep typing that, and you've been typing it over and over again anyway. So I hear in Utah that analysis of the average U.S. person is they are narcissists. So, Kelp actually said something funny for a change. So if I wanted to get logged to these, then I could just name them online. Yes, Mad Cow. Yes, Mad Cow. Just if you want to get their attention, just keep referring to them in various conversations, including email. Why'd you send me? Why'd you send yourself an email about them? If you have like a Gmail account and you have another non-Gmail account, cross email yourself and then talk about your feelings about the National Zucking Agency, and I'm sure they'll see that. Joe, if you think that's boring, the fact that you are boring means that they say, oh, this guy is probably gullible. These guys have no opinion, so they're gullible. Will influence them in some way. That's part of the profile they build. These organizations build profiles of people to see how easily you're convinced to make a move. Because they can say, oh, this is like advertising. If I can pass you a message that's fake news, will you react to it in the way that I want? And a certain percentage of you will react based on your profile. So yes, behavior profiles can be used to manipulate people, to cause people to do things that you don't expect. And you don't think you're being manipulated, but you are. Okay, so when you say, I have nothing to hide, that doesn't really matter to me. Keep saying that. Because then they'll know how to target you. You just profiled yourself and say, I'm the nothing to hide group. Okay, these are the guys who use Facebook and everything. So therefore, we're going to attack you on the Facebook timeline because that's the type of person that you are. We'll pass you fake news on the Facebook timeline. And even Russia will profile you and say, "Oh, we got to influence the election, so we'll start with Joe." So anyway, it's I'm I hope I'm hitting hard here. I hope I'm hitting hard here. You already have Randy calling you from Saudi Arabia with his five different phone numbers with different IMSI codes. Yeah, they know I had sushi. VK is better than Zuckbook. How is it better? VK probably tracks you just as well. VK released all your photos, and an external app is finding your pictures on VK. Yeah, Randy's calling you on five different phones with. Well, actually, it's auto switching into his phone switches into five different SIM cards. It's probably software SIM cards, I presume. It's probably not hard SIM cards, and then so that he can send multiple IMSIs out. I said, "What's the point? You can be tracked by IMSIs." Well, it auto changes IMSIs constantly. It's like, yeah, I can't do that in the U.S. I would go to jail for that. I can't have a device that sends multiple IMSIs because that will be Kevin Mitnick tried that and he went he only served 5 years, but they actually when they arrested him they said 20 years for this, 20 years for that, 20 years for this, 20 years for stealing that SIM card, 20 years for stealing this SIM card. No, Randy is from Tennessee, and he's in Saudi Arabia, and he was in the Philippines recently. What is the best name to name my Wi-Fi network at home? Something _ no map. Randy likes to call you at 6 a.m. Your time or his time? And what do you tell him, iSocialFit? Do you tell him about all the... Because, Randy will spy on you like crazy. So you actually... your time, so he's spying on you. Randy has all the equipment that can spy on you, with or without a VPN. So... I don't know if I talk to Randy on the phone. I can talk to him on Brax, but not on the phone. At least not on my phone. Maybe I'll talk to him on your phone. Did you know the toothbrush was inverted? The toothbrush was invented in Tennessee? Really? I only vote for people with Russian surnames. Did you know the word gullible is in the dictionary? You must be too gullible to think that. Randy is anti-Rob. Randy was just here. He'll probably be here in a moment. He usually shows up like right around now when he wakes up. So, so Randy will be here. You can ask him directly. So anyway, it's just so I just told you about all the things that WhatsApp does and what Facebook does, and iSocialFit doesn't say a word. It doesn't say a word about it. Are you gonna say I'm wrong? Why don't you say you're wrong? iSocialFit. Why don't you come and say you're wrong? Facebook doesn't do that. WhatsApp doesn't do that. Why don't you tell me that? So, I social change the subject, and he talks about Randy when he doesn't want to talk about Facebook. Rob, come to Saudi Arabia. I don't know. They'd probably arrest me. Are you in Saudi Arabia, Kareem? Are you in Saudi Arabia? Randy has friends that are camels. iSocial is having a fit. So anyway, you guys need to watch those videos again. I'm trying to tell you that rather than just talk. Yes, on my live streams I'm talking, but uh, on my videos it's instructional. I'm going to show you specifically how it's done, and so you can see what exactly is happening, and then you can make your decisions after that. Once I show you the mechanics of it. So the last video I did shows you how there is a man in the middle on your email. There could be many men in the middle, but it's so easy to do that it would be a shock to me if there is none. Randy's live right now. It's early in the morning for him and he's live. He just signed into Scope. Yeah, you're all leaving my Scope to go to his Scope. So, did you hear about CrossFit sticking it to Zuck and leaving Zuckbook naming 5 abuses? He is very persistent. Are we talking about Zuck or are we talking about Randy? No, not leaving. I'm not leaving. I watch both. Zuck. Are you picking on iSocial again? Yes, of course, Sponge. Yeah, the topic is very specifically Zuckbook tonight, and it's a Zuckbook special night. And I'm not getting any feedback from the member of the Facebook team here. I'm not getting any feedback. I need to hear some defense, like, you're wrong. You're wrong. We don't do such a thing. We don't spy on you. And yet when you ask about WhatsApp, the only answer you get is Facebook Messenger is good. It's like, what is the connection with Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp? There must be something you're hiding from me. If I ask you a question and I say, is Facebook stealing data from us on WhatsApp? Facebook Messenger is good. Must be like a canary question. He's answering you indirectly. He's already giving you the answer. Okay? Maybe I should ask Randy what the answer is. Maybe he tells Randy what the answer is. That's what he said. At least once. Can submarines spy on an internet cable in the ocean? Kareem, absolutely. Kareem, come on. You don't know about that? Okay, Kareem. That is a very, very common defense that's been happening all the way since the days of the Cold War. They were doing it to telephone lines. They're certainly doing it to internet lines. Yes. Yes, submarines do that. They go down below, and maybe they put a permanent sensor down there, and then it can go up into the surface and then send out the data stream. Or maybe they just leave the thing in there and they it looks for the data they're looking for, and then they just download keywords. I have no idea what they're looking for because obviously it's a trunk. So, but can they do it? Yes, they can do it. Somebody told me that. Somebody said how they do it. So I was told by a telecommunications expert that they can do that. So yes. Everyone is welcome on Brack. Set up your free account tonight and get the red carpet treatment and a warm welcome. Thank you, Great Gold. So if well, maybe iSocial Fit says he comes here on his own time now, so I don't know. Maybe he's no longer on the clock. Are you still on the clock with when you come to my scope, iSocial Fit? Or are you doing it on your own free will? Yes, Kelp, I understand that. Yes, but I don't expect my own government to spy on me. I expect them to spy on others. Okay? Yeah, I expect governments will spy on other countries. That's expected. It's been going on since forever. I expect my country to protect me. But now, according to Bruce Schneier, this is my off time. Wow, you're really a fan now, iSocialFit. You're really a fan now. So Bruce Schneier, who's a cybersecurity expert, uh, visited the National Zucking Agency recently, and he said that the National Zucking Agency has now focused their attention on looking for local terrorism, which is a you know hidden speak for saying we're spying on U.S. citizens now, like they haven't been, meaning they're increasing spying on U.S. citizens. That's what that means. Because it's easy to say everyone's a terrorist, so we're going to spy on the inside. Everyone's a terrorist. This is a good thing, we're protecting our country according to Kelp. So yes, Kelp is a terrorist. People, if you want to look for terrorists, look for Kelp. He's the one. So if you you don't need to look any further. It's easy to find. Terrorists are very easy to find. Just go to Kelp. So I wonder how they have time to care about what so many people are doing. They don't have to do it like that, Mystic Deanna. They do modeling. They do behavior modeling. They do, they call it signals. They call it, they say how many times somebody mentioned NSA. Is it increasing, decreasing? They look for blips in signal traffic. By the way, that's a key word, Kelp. You just used it. You just stuck in the database now. That's one of the key words, terrorist. That's a key word. That's as bad as saying National Zucking Agency. Yeah, that's one of the key words. So, yeah, you've been flagged. Thank you. You've self-flagged yourself. So they'll now, spend more time looking at you. And I'm sure you don't have a VPN, so then they'll easily find you. In Maryland, close to them too. They say, oh, there's somebody close to us. There's somebody close to us. Let's investigate this guy. He's a terrorist and he's close to us. Oh, good. They'll knock on your door. Yeah, they look for disturbances in the force when certain words are used in frequency. They will then say, oh, why is there a continuous increase in the word National Zucking Agency, or things like that, and they start targeting those and say, okay, there's extra traffic on that over here, and then they start looking at those individuals with that traffic, and they hone down and say, okay, these are the terrorists here. Okay, why don't you escape, Dihama? You can go to South Korea and they can save you. They sift through. They do not sift through Kelp. It's automated, and they will have flags that say how many times it was used, how many times have you used it, how many times did you see this used, any certain words, and they can sift through that, and then they will drill down into you and say, oh, who said the word terrorist today? Kelp did. And any other kind of thing, Mystic, because they can then do relationship maps and see what your friends are talking about. Sifting isn't automated. Of course, everything is automated. And then it pops up on the screen for somebody to look at. I mean, this should be obvious. I mean, if you're going to do it, you're not going to go look at everybody's messages. You're going to go check for signals, and that's what the NSA does. Check for signals. We have 4 other agencies looking at that guy. Kelp did. Oh, he is hilarious. Kelp wrote it, but you're saying it doesn't matter that I say it. They're not going to do voice recognition. It takes too much resources for that. I can say NSA. I just can't type it. I said sift, and he said, yes, automated sifting. What think it was manual sifting? Somebody sits there and manually look at folders? What the fuck? Nobody does that, Kelp. You do electronic sifting. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, some of this common sense. How do they use facial recognition besides I'm lost or committing crimes? That is stored in giant databases. For example, I went to the store. I went to the Japanese store yesterday and bought some fish for sashimi. Okay, so I bought some fish for sashimi, and then I came home. And on the way home, I saw the cameras, street cameras, and I said, Zuck. I said, Palantir just figured out that I'm coming back for more sashimi fish. Every time I go to the Japanese market, Palantir knows this. So in LA, they're using this. This was documented in an article. Using Palantir, the city of LA has a contract with Palantir. They sift through the photos using facial recognition of identified people that they put into their list of people to track. They have a name for them. They put them in a group and say, we need to track these people. And the database then comes up and says all the locations they're at, all their contact lists, all the relationships, any contact they make, where they go in the city, using all the means for tracking in the city, including the fast track. Here in California, we have fast track, which is RFID tracking and cameras on the freeway, including all the street cameras everywhere, and combining that data. And then they have now identified then people who belong to certain gangs. So based on that, they know which gang you belong to. So you're saying, well, that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. Well, you could be a nice kid and you just happen to have a brother is in a gang. Well, you can't be a nice kid anymore because they just labeled you a gangbanger. Also, it doesn't have to be used with gangs. It can be used for people who are anti-Trump. It can be used for people who are, pro-Trump. It can be used for people anti-privacy, pro-privacy. They can do it for anything. So that's a problem. It's the infrastructure is there to track any group. It doesn't matter what it is that you are saying. It could be used to say, we want to track communists. We want to track libertarians. We want to track gay people. We want to track Muslims. We want to track Jews. We want to track Hispanics in case they're illegal. On and on and on. Okay? They can all be used. The programs are there for doing this. And regardless of your political beliefs, I don't want that. That is an invasion of privacy for people who do not want to be tracked and have no reason to be tracked. Well, I don't know what a swelter is. And I'm American, Sponge. I don't know about you, but I'm American. Who are these people doing that? I just told you who are doing it. Palantir is a database. So whoever hires Palantir, which in this case is the city of Los Angeles. Is that not specific enough for you? Kelp, the city of Los Angeles is contracted with Palantir, and that's in the press, and you can read that all day. The city of Chicago did the same thing, and whoever else did hired Palantir. Okay, so you're saying, oh, that's, you're like... I'm trying to be as direct with you as I can be. So, do they track gnomes? Of course, entire Meyer. Good thing you're in Brax. Do you think they track illegals less than they track Americans? Yes, Mark. Yes. They do track illegals less than they track Americans. I bet you illegals are less on social media. Those of you who are more on social media, you get tracked more. So yes, I believe that. The illegals have no time to spend. They're trying to make a living, try to eat. They don't have time to go put their private information on Zuckbook. So yes, it's the average person gets tracked more than the illegal aliens. Yes. So, and then the National Zucking Agency just confirmed, yes, we are focused now on local terrorism, and that's just spy speak for saying we are focusing our cameras and observation posts inward. We focus it inward. Would I have a problem with the National Zucking Agency focusing their attentions outward? No. See, Kelp doesn't understand that. Kelp truly, look at Kelp. He has just no understanding about the reality here. Okay? I want the National Zucking Agency to point their sensors outside. They can spy on anyone, anywhere else. Just don't spy on your own citizens. But Kelp keeps protecting the fact that the National Zucking Agency should spy inside. He doesn't say, why don't you spy outside? He doesn't say that. Which is all I'm saying. By U.S. law, they're supposed to, their purpose is to spy on foreigners. That's what the original intent of the National Zucking Agency is, to spy on foreigners. It's not meant to spy on U.S. citizens. Until Snowden told us that, we didn't know for sure they were doing it. No, Kelp. Why don't you put all the zucking cameras in every zucking border so you know, and do facial recognition so you know where the borders are? Why don't you spend all your energy doing that? Instead, you're saying, oh, we can't do that anymore, so we're going to spy on our own zucking citizens. That is the only way to do this. That's what Kelp says. So he said, we're not even going to try to track people. We're not going to look for Osama bin Laden in Pakistan. We're looking for Osama bin Laden in Michigan. Hello, Simon. Where are you today? What country are you in today, Simon? Well, you explain to me what kelp means here, because kelp is in all of my broadcasts is always speaking against me talking about the National Zucking Agency from Norway, talking about the National Zucking Agency looking at U.S. citizens, and he never says, point towards Saudi Arabia, point towards Mexico, point towards someplace else. He doesn't say that. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care if you focus all of your intelligence apparatus outside. Roads from Wednesday. Simon, you're such a busy traveler, man. You must be a rich man. You're like traveling all day. That's silly. We have millions to come and go. Oh, that's silly, Kelp. We have borders. If you millions come and go, you have every zucking border. You have a camera in every zucking border, and you know what the facial recognition does at every border. Kelp, you are completely, proportionally, you are completely missing the boat, because you are like saying, you don't even say, well, maybe they have to do a little bit of domestic spying to protect us. No, you're not saying that. To you, it's like, let's put a roadblocks, whatever, to protect us. And there's no limit to what they can do to their own citizens, but there's not a limit. You're not talking about what they should do when spying outward. You're not talking about that. It's always like, let's focus on inward spying. It's like, suck you, Kelp. You're totally sucked up when you say that. Totally. Inward spying, that's all you can say. There's facial recognition, Kelp. You can track them all day, everywhere, including on social media, with those specific faces. You can track certain identities, not mass surveillance. No, Kelp, you've never mentioned it. I don't know if you agree on that. It's just how religion controls the masses. I don't know, Mystic Diana. I'm not sure the context. How is your YouTube going? My YouTube is going slowly, Simon. I'm not making a living from YouTube, no. But I'm not making a living from Periscope either. Kelp, if you know every person who went into the border, why don't you do the scanning on the internet for only those people? Hello, Meredith. How are you doing, my friend? Do you use WhatsApp, Meredith? Do you use WhatsApp? Facebook tagged me in a photo from recognizing my face in someone else's post. Yeah, they do that all day. That's what they do. So, yeah, if you tell me that somebody came into the border and the National Zucking Agency is tracking all of their activities all over the why dual citizenship and sometimes why, because that's what the scope is all about, telling you how zucked up WhatsApp is. Kelp, illegals come and go from the same borders. Why do you think illegal means that they snuck through some mountainous area or whatever in Texas? Illegal means you have a visa and the visa expires. So therefore, they know who those people are. Makes some sense, Kelp. They know who those people are. They have photographs of them. They have their passport information. They have what border they crossed, on and on and on. They know that that's not correct, Kelp. They know that they did not submit a form to say that, yes, I'm still here. They know that. But it may be low priority because they'd rather do, spying on every citizen. Because you don't understand, Kelp, and this is the fact that Kelp doesn't understand that spying on domestic spying is a way to control the population, and by spying on each and every one of you, then they can find dirt on everyone, and they can say, well, we accidentally found this out, and we can use that dirt against you. Shocking guy. And even it has something to do with national security. For manipulation. And yet, surprisingly, when somebody says, well, where are the secret and deleted Hillary emails, nobody knows where they are. Where are all the deleted Hillary emails? The National Zucking Agency must have a copy. So why don't they hand it to the FBI? Okay, why not hand over those hidden deleted emails to the FBI? Because nobody's going to ask. Oh gosh, it's like these games. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like just bugs me. Watch my video because I show you clearly that somebody has to be tracking your emails. Or they don't what? They don't collect your emails, Kelp? Did you watch my video? Did you watch my video, Kelp? Are you actually going to tell me they don't track your emails? I have been sailing, Simon. I haven't been broadcasting it, though. I haven't broadcasted it yet. Kelp, did I not just say they must have every email? And you're telling me, oh, they don't have Hillary's. Listen to me, Kelp. They have your emails. Because you're now watching my video. Watch the Zucking video. It's called Email Man in the Middle. And you tell me that they don't have those emails. If I can capture emails, certainly they can. Okay? I'm just saying, that's just a distinct example in my mind because I know the structure of how email is. And people in the press say, email is, it was hacked. You can't get into email. How do you get to email unless it's hacked? It's private. We have passwords and all this. I'm like, I just demonstrated to you in the Zucking video. It's not private. Oh my gosh, Kelp. Watch the Zucking video. I showed it to you exactly how I can do it. I spied on my own email transaction. Okay? You can repeat the same thing. You can copy the parameters that I had in the broadcast, repeat it yourself, and you will have the same exact Zucking results. My gosh, can't get it. You just can't get it to your skull, what I'm saying here. Yes, he is already raising my blood pressure. He is already raising my blood pressure. It's like, any way to argue points that don't have any point. This is why the corruption in government, by the way, talking about Assange for a moment here, for 5 minutes. Why would Instagram be safe? No, he's not a liberal. He's not. Which is why it's like the weirdest thing. It's like he just wants to get an argument. So I'd like to talk about Assange for a moment here. Because so Assange has now been indicted for even more crimes, supposedly. And all of them have to do with the Espionage Act, which in theory they can apply to every reporter. How are they going to take this back? My gosh, this is going to be a if they actually win this, if the government wins this case and puts Assange in prison for a very long time, there will no longer be whistleblowers. There will not be any whistleblowers. This is the way to wipe out whistleblowers for corruption in the U.S. government, because that's what's going to happen to you if you're a whistleblower. Kelp lives in near the three-letter agencies. Simon, why would you open up an FB account? So Simon doesn't listen to me. So Simon doesn't listen to me. Kelp lives in the territory of three-letter agencies to get away from the BS, and then you went back to the BS. The BS is Zuckbook itself. Simon has a Brax account. So, sorry, I should know. Yes. To tell me you opened up a Zuckbook account, to me, is like funny. It's like, who are you talking to, Simon? Jeez. I mean, look at the title of the Zucking video. This is a Zuck video, and you're telling me you got a new Facebook account, and you're actually proud of it. Let me tell you, how can a reporter report on anything on national security that has to do with any whistleblower saying there's some criminal in, let's say, the National Zucking Agency? They can't report on any criminal activity in the National Zucking Agency because they'll do an Assange on them. I mean, and you're saying, oh, this is cool. Government is hitting on people, sacrificing the U.S. National security. You just don't understand what the Espionage Act is. It can be applied to anyone in possession of you don't have to do anything. If you publish something that was given to you for that has a security clearance, publishing it means you go to jail. Well, that in the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Guardian, and all of the newspapers, LA Times, Chicago Tribune, all of them have published such documents in the past. So they didn't go to jail for it. Nobody went to jail for that. And so now they're saying that they will now charge him when they have not charged anyone with this statute since the 30s, I think, when it was invented. They haven't charged anyone with a statute ever. So it is right for them to put Manning in jail because Manning was the one who actually committed the crime. Manning actually stole the documents. So Assange published the documents, just like the Guardian and all of these, and the Washington Post published the documents from Snowden. So if Assange gets hit for this, that means the Guardian and Snowden and the Washington Post should also get an indictment for publishing the stuff from Snowden. Wow. Wow. Tell me, Kelp, is that what you want? So the Snowden papers, because those newspapers themselves did not steal any data. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, Mark, so I'm not going to make any comment about that. But I'm bothered by these things because again, we any way to have corruption in the government is now can be hidden forever and ever. And the National Zucking Agency is known for a lot of corruption. I thought journalism platforms had third-party liability protection. Not if they did this to Assange, because they're invoking the Espionage Act, which is actually applies. That in order to apply this rule, I don't know how they're going to justify keeping this away. If they could hit Assange for this, but I thought they wouldn't even try this because if they did, they'd have to apply this to every single journalism, every media. But they publish stolen classified data. They publish close. Yes, so if there's a whistleblower, in the case of Snowden, the publicized data showed that the government is spying on us. So you're saying that we don't have a right to know that? So Felicia, Felicia, Snowden revealed that our government is spying on us. That's what the revelation was. So it showed all the things that our government's doing to spy on its own citizens. So you're saying, Felicia, that they should not have published that? That should have been kept a secret? Well, you're not going to get any agreement from me on that. Well, sorry, Felicia. No. If the government is doing something that they should not be doing, it's against the law to spy on U.S. citizens. It's the law. They're breaking the law. Now they're coming up with an excuse why they justify it. Then the whistleblower should be allowed to speak out. And there were laws in the U.S. to allow for whistleblowers, and then they use national security as a way to say, well, we don't really allow whistleblowers. What do you mean define U.S. citizen? Are you a Zucking citizen, Kelp? Define U.S. I mean, it's like some of these Zucking arguments are just like doesn't make any sense. Okay, so yes, Felicia, completely disagree with you. If I would like to know. By the way, my work here would not have been possible if not for Snowden. A lot of stuff, a lot of the revelations that have appeared here are because of what I've learned from Snowden and learned from WikiLeaks and so on. That's a lot I learned because the government doesn't always do things for us. They do things against us, and I'd like to know that. If you don't like to know that, then you're living in la la land. I'd like to know if my government is doing something against me. I don't need to know what they're doing for me. I need to know if they're doing something against me. Because that's not right. That's not right. Matthew Vick. So anyway, Chill zone. Nobody pays attention. They always have. They just ask one of the five eyes though because it's legal to conduct surveillance against one citizens. Felicia, do you not read the documents from Snowden? So you just say, oh, let's just put Snowden in jail. Let's not pay attention to those documents that were published by the Washington Post and the Guardian and so on. And they showed all the different programs, including Prism, Muscular, and all the things. They spy on your phone calls and all this. They spy on your social media. They spy on whatever you do on the internet. They have a copy of your emails. And Snowden clearly said that. Not only that I have a video that shows how they can do it, but Snowden said that they have a copy of your emails. And you're saying, oh, I don't need to know that. Guys like Snowden should be put in jail, and we don't need to know. Well, Zuck, I want to know. Okay? So you all need to back me up because we all want to know if our government is doing something illegal. We want to know that. Right now, they said that we're not really looking at your emails. We're not looking at your phone calls. Yeah, they store it, and they say they're not looking at it, but they store it. Because you're zucked up, Matthew. So anyway, we'll resume at a later time. I'm going to make videos on other things, and maybe I'll talk about a VPN video too. So I'm going to try to make 2 videos this week. I am not no change in schedule this week. No change in schedule this week. So I'll be back Friday and Friday over the weekend, using the justification of the Patriot. Apparently you like that, Felicia, because they can justify anything with that, including fake FISA warrants. Apparently they can justify that. So if they can say, well, we want to investigate anyone, all we have to do is come up with a FISA warrant. So apparently that's okay with you. So I'm not okay with that. I am not okay with that. I want to make that clear. Okay, guys, so thank you for watching. I'm going to say goodnight now, and then we will catch you in videos during the week, and I will catch you with the live stream on Friday. You no longer need a vice warrant under that act. What the zuck are you talking about? You have stem cell. Okay, guys. Thank you, my friends. Dongle video. If you're going to enjoy that, do you have any want to listen to over there, Leroy? You may need an HF radio. Get a ham license, people. Good night.